Strap in and get ready. You're about to experience Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Clint.
Let's go ahead and talk some NASCAR. So, for starters, we got a little bit of sad news a few days ago. Former JRM driver Michael Annett passed away very young, 39 years old. And I looked up a few of his career stats, and he had a pretty decent career in the Nationwide or the Busch Series, whatever we want to call it. 321 starts. He had 95 top tens, which I thought that's pretty impressive. And he also won the 2019 Daytona February race for the Nationwide Series.
I knew we won our race at least, but
yeah. But seemed like some of the stuff, it's a lot of speculation. They haven't released the cause of death, but Brad Keselowski commented on it and said that he has been really struggling, I guess, with some mental health issues. So very sad anytime that happens, but good. Someone that, I, as a junior fan, I always wished him the best because, with JRM, so just wanted to chat a little bit about that. And the topic for tonight, first of all, we have a fake sponsor that I would like to talk about.
Yes,
this episode is brought to you by the state of Arizona. It's the first time a state has sponsored this, been a fake sponsor, right. The entire state. And so I've got this Arizona bottle opener to commemorate it.
Well, I will say thank you, Arizona, for spring training.
Yes, that's great because otherwise, everyone would just be in Florida, and there's enough damn people in Florida.
There's too many people in Florida, I agree.
There's already too many, yep. And the other sponsor that I'm going to use, our other fake sponsor, Amstel Light. So if anyone here has ever been to the Netherlands, it's a truly beautiful place. I've never been there. I'm just talking out of my ass. But
they do drugs there.
But they have a good beer. They have a lot of drugs there. A lot of druggies there. A lot of it's just.
I'm assuming a very happy place then.
Just a wasteland of drug addicts, I'm sure. But but they have the Van Gogh Museum, and they've got some other. It's in Europe. I don't really do Europe per se, but no, I'm just kidding. I've been, but
I know
never been to the Netherlands. Never been to the Netherlands. But Amstel Light, thank you for being a fake sponsor. Cheers, everybody. Okay, so now that we've gotten this very important preamble for our conversation out of the way here. I would like to talk about stage racing. Completely uncontroversial topic, and I'm sure we won't have any opinions at all about this.
No, I think we could end it here.
What is there to say? But what are there any pros that you see to stage racing? What are your views when they first started? What were your thoughts?
I think so. Well, when you first posed this to me, I came up with one pro immediately. I think, and that is predetermined bathroom breaks for the people watching. Okay. When it's coming. You're not holding it, hoping for a caution. You know the caution's coming, and you can go potty. So that's
fair.
Number one.
Okay.
The only, and I'm sure you'll have something, but I think it can add a level of excitement to a race, but I think it's simulated. So that's pro and a con. I think if NASCAR is trying to go towards stick and ball sports and some of the way they do things, it would be similar to quarters or periods or innings, stuff like that. That I think it would be awesome. And hear me out here. I'm just going to try and improve stage racing right now, and I think you'll love this idea because I just thought of it. What if after every stage you reverse direction?
All right. For what purpose?
Shits and giggles. My car turns left really well, but not right. I don't know. The pole. Oh! I'm making it better right now. Okay.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm free balling this. I don't think
go for it.
The pole sitter gets to choose whether you start going left or right.
Okay. This is this is patently absurd, but I think maybe you're onto something here. I need some time to think about this a little bit. The bull center gets
That's
to
what
determine.
it would be similar to an inning where you go,
Hmm.
you're at bat and then you're in the field. Similar
Hmm.
in football when you change quarters or
Hmm.
halves,
Hmm.
you switch sides.
Yes, yeah,
Same with
yes.
hockey after periods.
Hmm.
Basketball probably, I don't know. Um, so really, if that's the market you're going after as
Hmm.
NASCAR,
Hmm.
why not?
I do think I go back and forth with the stage racing because, from a point standpoint, I do think it's a little bit more fair to have if because it does reward a driver that if you have a really strong run in the first portions of the race, but if you blow your engine or something, it gives you something beyond, well, I finished 36th and I got 5 points or whatever. It
Mhm,
does reward, okay, for a good chunk of this race, I was doing pretty well, right? It
mhm.
does, and part of me, I think that's fair to kind of reward at least in that way. It's more fair than but just kind of I don't know. I go back and forth. I do think that is there's
Can I
something
differ with
inherently
you?
fair about that. What's up?
I said, can I differ with you on that? Because that
Of
was
course you
actually
can.
the con. Was I don't like the points being rewarded per stage,
Okay.
uh, purely because, and again, if we're going back to stick and ball sports,
Mhm.
you don't get a quarter of a win, or you don't get, unlike unless you're watching the Savannah Bananas, which is awesome. Um,
Mhm.
you don't get points in say baseball for winning an inning.
Sure.
At the end of the day, how you finish is what matters.
It's fair.
And
Sure.
now I think the stage racing was put in place because people were checking out mid race.
Mhm.
There was probably, you and I have probably done the same thing where you watch the first 20 laps, you watch the last 20 laps,
Mhm.
and then the middle is when you go out and do yard work and stuff. So
Mhm.
again, that's where I kind of, it's simulated excitement
Mhm.
where the stages do matter,
Mhm.
because points,
Mhm.
but I don't know if they need to matter
Sure.
because again,
Okay.
if you're going after, and that's, same thing with the playoffs and that kind of stuff, is going after this stick and ball sports mentality.
Mhm.
If you're going to do that, uh, in football, we don't track who wins each quarter. In hockey, we don't track who wins each period. It's who wins the game, who wins the race,
Sure.
right? So,
Sure. Well, and part of me wonders too, was stage was stage racing created? I don't know what I don't follow the history of sports betting, but how much of the decision to create stages was influenced by sports betting? Because you've kind of
mhm,
hinted at that going to 16 teams was, potentially influenced by, so people
yeah.
can have brackets and things like this. I
I
wonder
think
if
if I'm
that
if
had
I'm not
anything to do with it.
mistaken, it was brought from short track racing
Hmm.
or dirt racing or something. Used stage
Yeah,
racing. Um,
sure.
I think like I think I'd be okay with stage racing under certain circumstances. I don't think there should be a caution.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
okay.
I think Carl Edwards had said something about that. He's like, you don't throw, like, he's like, if I'm leading by 5 seconds and you throw a yellow flag for nothing, you've
Yeah.
erased all the hard work I've done and all the, not verbatim. I'm not quoting him verbatim, but that's essentially what he
Sure.
said.
Sure.
And I agree with that. Like, again, you and I have, I think, both agree on, if a guy wins by 10 seconds or 2 laps, then he
Hmm.
wins by 2 laps or whatever it is. Like,
Hmm.
if you're dominant and you go out there and you kick everyone's asses, then you kicked everyone's asses. It's
Yeah.
not less. If anything, at that point, you're almost in awe of the fact that a team was that good,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I'm sure if you put SVG out there on a road course and said no stages, just have at her, he probably would
Hmm.
lap the field.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No.
You just be
Yeah.
like,
No.
damn.
And if they were to get rid of the cautions for with the stages, then it would get rid of this forced fuel mileage races that they're creating. Where these different strategies are being.
Yes.
Well, do I want to win the stage, or do I want to be set up for the next for the next stage. So then other people will pit, and then it kind of
Yeah.
forces a lot of different strategies, which I understand is exciting. It keeps the race maybe more entertaining, especially if you're
Yeah.
not, if it's your first time watching, or NASCAR, then maybe it's a little more exciting. But if you're a traditionalist, it's a little bit,
Yeah.
you have a caution when there's a wreck
And that's I
or if
think
there's debris. Yeah,
right.
and that's it.
My other con that I wrote down was there was too much fuel mileage racing.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Um, and I think so. Something you and I before we started doing the show.
Hmm.
If the stage breaks were even at natural fuel points,
Hmm.
right, to where everybody would come in,
Hmm.
then I'm fine with that because that and you probably save a little bit on your pit crew
Hmm.
because you don't need them to. Well, no, I guess you still need them to be as fast unless you made the rule that wherever you came in is where you go out. Then
Hmm.
which they've done that at all star races and stuff like that, where everybody comes in, you get 5 minutes to tinker around, whatever, then go back out where you started.
Sure.
And I don't know if that's good or bad. I think being Cup Series, if you're talking Cup Series, and I know they all have stage racing, I guess now, but if you're talking Cup Series, like I think it's supposed to be elite,
Hmm.
right? It should be the best pit crews, it should be the best drivers, it should be the fastest cars. Um, that's just my opinion on that.
Sure.
If you're going to say it's the MLB, it's the NFL, you know, if you're watching NFL, you don't want to see college level playing, I guess. Or if I'm watching the MLB, I don't want to see a double A team. Like I want to see the best of the best, not to pick on the Oakland Athletic or wherever the Vegas Athletics, wherever they're about to be. Um, and spending as little as possible to put a terrible team on the field necessarily, but
Hmm.
um, not to say that terrible team isn't still way better than me in every measurable way, but um, I don't know. How would you modify if you had to have stage racing? How would you modify it?
I don't know. Well, I think for starters, they need transparency regarding how they're determining how long each of these stages are.
That's true. Yeah, it
Because
needs to be
why
randomized.
not just divide the race up into thirds
Yeah,
rather than doing one stage 60 laps, the next stage 120 laps? It's like they're intentionally trying to
yeah,
screw with people's emotions by just
yeah.
making all of these screwy with no explanation given for why that's the end of the stage. They just
Yeah.
stage one is 60
Here's your number.
laps.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about why not just divide the damn race into thirds?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
I mean, you're awarding the same amount of points if someone wins stage one as if they win stage two. If
yeah,
stage one is 60 laps and stage two is 120, it's probably a little bit more challenging to win a stage that's a little longer.
yeah.
Depending on the track, you could make
Depending
the
on
argument at least. So why are their points awarded the same if you have a stage that's 50 lap? That's stupid to me.
yeah,
So if you're going to keep
yeah,
it, make the stages consistent. Every week, people know what to expect. That would be something that I would do. The no cautions idea is very interesting. I'm not sure how because that the whole gimmick is the caution, and then some people pit beforehand and others don't. So you're taking away the gimmick
yeah.
if we do that. Which
No, no.
that's what.
I even saying that I was there. I'm like, well, kind of. How would you even know? Like, if you're
Hmm.
there watching, like on TV, sure, the announcers would tell you, but if you're there watching, you wouldn't
Yeah,
know even hardly that there was a stage break, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
again, you have bathroom breaks built in. Um, I was just sitting here. I was thinking as you were talking about the stages, and I was like, why not just put one in halfway?
Hmm.
Like, just have a natural halftime.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Sure,
again, stick and ball sports have a halftime.
sure.
Not necessarily like baseball's seventh inning stretch or whatever, but
Hmm.
uh, hey, halfway, throw the caution. You have the whatever happens before that, fuel changes, tire changes, whatever.
Hmm.
Halfway, Drivers can get out, go piss, whatever.
Sure.
And we can
Yeah,
go to
no.
concession stands.
Yeah, there you go. Is that Brad Kozlowski? I need a hot dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, what's wrong with just yeah? So have two. You have one stage in the middle, and then you just have
Yeah.
the second half of the race. Yeah, maybe that could be something. I mean, I just and the whole point is obviously the pit stops and the fact that there's points being awarded.
Yeah.
And so I just don't know.
How so? Is there a way? I would say instead of if the halfway point, so let's say you do two halves, you get
Mhm,
stage points for the halfway point.
mhm,
But those points don't don't necessarily give you extra points in the standings, but maybe they give you more potential playoff points.
mhm,
So like it's kind of like increasing your seating
mhm.
going into the to the chase or playoffs or whatever they end up doing. Just,
Why do they even have playoff points? Why don't you just have a total number
and
of
I don't
points
really
you get?
understand it. It's so convoluted now. Is half the
Yeah.
problem. It's too hard to understand.
I don't know. I just the whole I just feel more broadly the sport is unrecognizable
Yes.
to those of us that grew up watching it.
Yeah.
And the stage racing is a manifestation of just a broader shift
Yeah.
to make this sport something that it really historically has not been.
It's they're trying to. I'm assuming trying to appeal to a different audience
Hmm.
or a bigger audience, and which
Hmm.
look, that's any business you run. That is the name of the game, right? Is more sales, more people.
Yeah,
That's how capitalism works. I don't fault them for that.
sure.
Um, and I don't fault them for trying stage racing. I don't fault them for trying playoff racing. I don't fault them
Hmm.
for the next gen. I
Sure.
think if you're going to try something, it's fine, but be ready to pivot and not dig your heels in the ground and say, no, no, we're doing this.
Hmm.
You know, you have to make decisions that keep your diehard fans, such as you and I,
Hmm.
and also pick up new fans without alienating the ones you had. And I think
Yes.
in some ways they've realized that. It was like bringing back North Wilkesboro,
Hmm.
going to Bowman Gray. Some of these decisions are definitely based on um, trying to appease those of us older fans.
Hmm.
I hate saying older fans because I don't feel
Sure.
that I should be an older fan, um, but I think in that case it's like who's stage racing, who's it for,
Hmm.
right? At this point,
Hmm.
um, I'm not
Yeah.
saying we have to go back to 36 race, no chase, no playoffs, no nothing,
Sure.
uh, but some parts of it aren't working, and I don't know what it's. The only thing I could think of is stage racing was for the Daytonas and Talladegas, where people you just fell in line until the last
Hmm.
10 laps,
Sure.
and to keep us from. But like I honestly don't care who wins a stage.
Sure.
Like I don't
Sure.
if if
Sure.
if I don't know. Neither one of us feels super strongly about any drivers right now, and
Hmm.
that's probably a topic for the next episode we do, or part
Sure.
of that topic. But I if Ross Chastain, let's say, won
Hmm.
won the second stage, I would not get up hand pumping. Yes, yes, he won this. I
Sure.
don't care. Like it makes
Sure.
no difference to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I
Sure.
don't understand how they affect the points. I don't have no idea what playoff points are. I
Hmm.
don't know how any of that works. And the stages
Sure.
to me are just another gimmick in the scheme of things
Hmm.
that isn't needed.
Sure. Yeah. No. And again, we the playoffs can be separate from stages. When
Yeah.
NASCAR first did the playoffs, they didn't have stages.
Right.
2004, they just said here's the top 10. I think it was top 10. You have 10
Yep.
races. Whoever has the most points at the end of that is the champion. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That no stage is necessary. Even if you wanted to keep your, the elimination stuff going, fine, okay. You still don't need these stages. Or you can have stages as just a natural break in the race without points being awarded.
Right. And that's what I think. Like
Yeah,
halftime, like
yeah,
having a
sure,
halftime.
yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah, there are alternatives. I don't know what next year is going to look like or when we're going to find out about what next year's going to look like. But I think stages are I think they're going to stick around for a while.
Yeah, I don't think
I
they're
don't know.
going anywhere. I don't think that's even
Yeah,
on the table at this point. So,
sure.
um,
They might
which is
tweak the playoff format, or they're probably going to tweak it in some way.
yeah,
But here's the thing: what if they go back to a full regular season, but they have stages?
I don't know. I still don't like. I don't like. I
Yeah,
don't like giving points because someone didn't pit.
sure. That's a fair point. No pun
Right?
intended.
Yeah. Well, no, that is true though. Like you could have a guy feasibly, you could
hmm
have a guy on the lead lap running 35th
hmm
who decides to stay out
hmm
because he can stretch the fuel
hmm
and gets 10 or whatever, however many points you get for first 10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah,
It's 10 points for doing jack shit.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you feasibly, it could happen. Like it probably wouldn't. There'd be others to stretch it too, but um,
Sure.
feasibly, he could be running around half throttle, stay on lead lap, let everybody else pit, stay out, and get stage points.
Well, and
And
we saw that happen a lot. People that were mediocre cars would just not pit, and
a lot
assuming
of
they
people
had a
would give up the first stage to win the second stage, or
sure, yeah.
maybe. And not that I'm against strategy, but I don't. That kind of strategy does nothing for me.
Well, there's natural strategy that plays out during the course of a race, and then there's forcing teams to do these types of things. That are otherwise they wouldn't be pitting. No one's going to be pitting in Martinsville at lap 40 unless they have a flat tire or they've wrecked,
Yeah,
like, or unless there was a caution and they're coming in. No, you're not just going to pit under green in that sort of situation unless there's
yeah,
some weird incentive structure that you have
yeah.
put you know put into effect. Yeah, I go back and forth with it. There are times it is entertaining. I do like it. If a driver that I don't like, if they don't do well in a stage, I get pleasure out of that. Again, NASCAR is such an
Sure.
interesting sport, driven by the hatred. I don't really fist pump if someone wins a stage, but if Danny Hamlin loses a stage in some stupid way, or you know, Joey Logano runs up front and then pits and has a bad pit stop and finishes 15th in a stage, that gives me a little chuckle.
Sure.
Um, you know, Joey Logano has not yet accepted our invitation for an interview on this program. And Denny Hamlin's PR rep told us to. I can't say what they said when to our interview request, but
Here, I just thought of this. Okay,
yeah, okay,
who won the Daytona 500 last year?
Byron.
Byron. Who won the second stage of that race?
I don't have the foggiest
Nobody
idea.
cares. Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. The
yeah.
winner is what matters,
hmm
and that's.
No,
I think
no,
that.
that's
I think that's
fair.
my point.
Um, well, I think that's a good stopping. I don't know if we've had a
No,
solution here, but I think it's interesting
I
to.
think we've discussed all the points, and yeah, I don't know that. I think I came away more. I don't want it
hmm
than I started.
Okay,
I
fair
think I was
enough.
more on the fence when I started, and now I'm just like, no, no, I'm good.
Sure.
I'm without.
Okay, that's fair.
Or just give us a halftime.
Yeah, I'm still not. I'm still not sure, and I don't know if they do, like we said, if they do make a change, it's not going to be to the stages. More than likely,
No, I don't. It's
maybe at some point down the road they'll make a change again. But that was a great discussion. Now
yeah.
I am in the middle of a philosophical. I'm having a moment here, thinking about stage racing and what do I believe in. So That's how you know it's been a great episode. When
Right.
I'm in an existential crisis now. But until next time, everybody, I'm Brandon.
I'm Clint.
Take care of each other. Keep your car on the track.
Thanks for listening to Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Have a suggestion? Leave a comment down below. The boys would be happy to hear from you. Until next time, have a great week.